Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you 20 scary horror mods for Forge and Fabric, Minecraft version 1.20.1 or 1.21. Let's head into the video. And we start off with Arthropocolypse. In this video I have 3 mods for you that will add scary insects and spiders. All of these 3 mods will add them in different ways, and the first one is pretty basic and not too disgusting and scary. Arthropocolypse doesn't focus on spiders, but rather on other insects like crickets, grasshoppers, beetles, and all of these creatures don't even look super scary or disgusting, but could just be some hostile wildlife in your world that for some of you will cause some anxiety if you are afraid of insects in any way. Their models are pretty vanilla friendly, because they're not too detailed, and I have to say that this mod is overall pretty solid. Unfortunately, the developer lost the mods file, which I've never heard before with a mod, so it's kinda funny. But that is the reason the mod isn't updated anymore. If you want more scary types of insects, the next mod is better. So some small insects and crawlers are not enough for you, and you need more scary and threatening spiders, better Arachnophobia might be the right mod for you. This mod will add a large range of spiders, ranging from small ones that might be overlooked to huge monstrous creatures that seem like they could swallow you whole. Some even have some pretty dangerous attacks, like shooting webs at you before they try to eat you. And I have to say that these spiders are made in a pretty cool way that feels like a nice integration between Minecraft and this new content. Their models are detailed and especially animations well made, but the creatures still feel like they fit somewhat into Minecraft. The range of spiders isn't too big, and to be honest, they are more similar and not as varied compared to Arthropocolypse. So if you don't want to only have spiders, this might be a downside. If these spiders are not crazy enough for you, we can go even one step further. Next, we have Arthropod Phobia expansions. This mod will also add spiders and some other creatures like ants, but it adds much more than just a couple of mobs. It also adds related tools, armors, blocks and more. So this mod will introduce a lot of content besides just the scary mobs, which you need to be okay with. But what makes this mod stand out compared to the other ones? The spiders and insects in this mod are more detailed in comparison to the ones in beta Arachnophobia. There's also a large range in sizes and even some really huge spiders, larger than the ones in the other mods. Furthermore, this mod includes some structures, like a castle and a spider cave. But the craziest thing about this mod is that it also adds a huge spider boss that will stretch across hundreds of blocks and will basically cover your whole sky. So a super spider as large as a whole skyscraper fighting against you. This really pushes that theme to the max. Fun mod. We also need some horror characters for our scary Halloween mod pack, and we have 2 mods that will add a whole lot of them, that have different concepts. First, there's Intense Horror, and this mod will add monsters from classic horror films like Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Ghost Mask, Frankenstein, Mothman and many others. These monsters will not spawn regularly like other monsters, but there will be an event called Night of the Fright. When this event occurs, there will be a whole night during which you will get swarmed by all of these horror characters. And when I say swarmed, I mean swarmed, because there will be a lot of them. The mod's characters don't have the most special and visually outstanding attacks, but their models are really good and fit well into Minecraft. So I think it is really well made, although the Night of the Fright needs to be better balanced. The next mod on our list is the Box of Horrors, and this mod is actually super similar to Intense Horror, as it also adds a long list of horror movie characters to the game that you can face. The list of them is super long. There's a really huge range, like Pyramid Head, Siren Head, a Demogorgon, Five Nights at Freddy's characters, Slender Man, Aliens, Jason, Faceless Mask and more. In terms of models, I would say the mod is similar to Intense Horror, and maybe adds some more monsters with special models, like the Siren Head, which is really big. Besides that, also great models and textures. The main difference, however, is that there isn't a special event, but you can regularly encounter the opponents, so I would decide based on that characteristic. Do you want to have horror characters, occasionally, which might be more frightening, as you don't expect them, or do you want to face an army of them all at once? But what if just adding some horror movie characters isn't scary enough for you, as it doesn't really add that much to a super scary atmosphere, but simply adds the monsters themselves? If you want a really spooky atmosphere and scary monsters together, Creeping Woods is a really great mod. I actually didn't know this mod before making the video, but it is really cool. This mod will turn forests at night into creepy places full of unnatural events. You will encounter stuff like ghosts, scary faces that will stalk you from a distance, you will hear the sounds of monsters or other creatures far away, and also occasionally find stuff like corpses, puppets and more. Besides that, there are also new structures, like abandoned houses or wooden towers with diaries by former inhabitants warning you about the night. And sometimes you will be haunted yourself by mad faces or even scary creatures trying to kill you. A really well done mod with an amazing atmosphere. Next, there's Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees, and this mod is great if you specifically want to add Jason to your Minecraft world as an adversary. The mod introduces a new biome in which you can find a couple of structures like a campsite and different types of cabins. Jason can appear during the night and will start to pursue the player after some time. Sometimes he will also wander around nearly. But if he starts to chase you, you should run, as this monster is really strong. Jason can break glass and doors, and when he reaches you, he can grab you to kill you. To get out of his grab, you need to struggle your way out by moving. If he loses you, he will search for you where he last saw you. Pretty cool and well made mod. Slenderman is one of the OG horror games that probably all of you know, even though it is already really old at this point. The mod The Rise of Slender will add this creature to the game and even basically introduce the whole Slenderman game to Minecraft. You can wander around in a forest, collect pages, and the more pages you collect, the closer the Slenderman will get to you. The monster will start to stalk you, and you need to get as far away as possible, because if you're too close to it for too long, you will die. If you run away far enough, the mob will lose track of you. Pretty much what you're used to from Slenderman. Collecting pages, being hunted, and the scary gameplay. Doctor Who Weeping Angels is a mod that we simply can't ignore when creating a video like this. It is a super simple mod, but perfectly executed, and possibly my favorite scary Minecraft mod. This mod is based on the Doctor Who franchise. In this series, there are scary hostile creatures from another dimension that appear as statues and will only move if no one observes them. So blinking and looking away can be deadly, as these creatures will charge at you whenever they can to get you. The concept of these weeping angels is simply insane and super scary, and the mod translates that into Minecraft flawlessly. Of course, there are many more Minecraft horror mods, especially dweller mods, which are built around some creature that will jumpscare you and hunt you. Most of these mods are pretty repetitive and similar, but I included two in this video, which in my opinion distinguish themselves a bit. The first is the Ravenous, which adds a creature that will slowly evolve into different phases and looks really unique. Besides that, basic concept, monster hunting you, and you need to run for your life. Razor Tyrant is a similar mod to the Ravenous, as it will also introduce a creature that will hunt and most likely kill you. However, this monster, or rather robot, is a bit different. It uses its arms to cut down anything in its way, like trees, and will throw the blocks which it just cut down toward your position. It is super powerful, can slash you, pull you towards it, and even leap forward. So basically, a big threat to the player and really difficult to run away from. But to be honest, it is not really scary in a way that makes you feel uneasy, but rather that gets you an adrenaline kick out of it. And there's the Knocker, which is a bit different to the other two, because this mod is not focused on a hunt, but rather that uneasy feeling of being stalked, and the monster being able to charge at you at any minute, and you don't know when, which feels much more scary in my opinion. The Knocker can appear at night and watch you from a distance. It will slowly follow you and might appear at all kinds of places and disappear again. You never know when it will come. It might visit you in your sleep, at your doorstep, and attack you. Sometimes the mod also adds jump scares if the Knocker gets closer. I think this is pretty terrifying, as you are always expecting that a Knocker is watching you and might scare you. Next we have the Graveyard, and this is such a well-known mod at this point that I probably don't even have to explain it to you anymore. I already made a showcase about it more than a year ago, and this mod has been a classic for a long time. The graveyard introduces a new range of structures, like a crypt, different types of graveyards, dead tree and more. And in these structures you will not only find valuable loot in chests and coffins, but also face a variety of new opponents, like acolytes, skeletons and undead pillagers. This mod is pretty simple, vanilla friendly, and it perfectly integrates new content with Minecraft's existing mobs and blocks. I think this mod is so successful because it is not only great for a scary mod pack, but also an RPG one, and feels really simple and vanilla-ish despite adding a lot of content. The next mod on our list is Macabre, and this is a mod that some of you might not see as a horror or scary mod. But I thought I still include it, because it adds a new dimension that really feels like a depiction of hell or some other evil scary place that you don't want to go to. Everything is made of flesh, they are super weird creatures, and overall, the environment is hostile, and not like in the peaceful overworld. There are also some super crazy bosses that feel like some abominations and horror creatures, but this mod isn't really that scary, because there's nothing that will shock you, like a jump scare. And this is more like a dimension that serves as a home for evil creatures, that feel like they could haunt you in the overworld. But in the new dimension, they are present permanently, making them not as scary, but still threatening. Up next we have a mod that is called the Midnight, and this is actually also a mod which will introduce another dimension to the game, but somewhat different to Macabre. The Midnight is a dimension that can be entered through a rift, and is an eternal place of darkness and night. And this mod is quite dark and not really scary, but fits that theme of death and the absence of life, which fits Halloween and scary mods in my opinion. The dimension features a couple of new biomes, some of which will provide some light, but overall it is pretty difficult to see. There are a few vanilla-ish mobs, but besides that, the biome isn't something completely mind-blowing. Just a dark, somewhat dead place like the underworld. Next we have a mod called Haunted Harvest, and this is a perfect Halloween themed mod that is also not scary, but great for any Halloween mod pack, as it will add some cool mechanics, like carving yourself an individual pumpkin, and also trick-or-treating, as villager babies will now start collecting candy at night, while wearing small masks. You can throw eggs at walls, there are a few new food items and also new structure. So to be honest, this mod doesn't add a huge amount of content, but especially the trick-or-treat mechanic is just super cute in my opinion, and therefore I really wanted to include this mod in this video. Only a small few additions, but all of them added in a great way, with cool mechanics. If we add scary mods to Minecraft, Sanity Descent into Madness is a mod that we can't forget. This mod will add a new difficulty to Minecraft by introducing a sanity mechanic. As you get damaged or due to other factors, your level of sanity can slowly drop. Failing to keep your sanity at high levels can have pretty drastic effects. Your vision will become blurry, after some time you will start seeing visions, and eventually, if your levels drop really low, you will get attacked by creations of your own mind. So you will go completely crazy. That is why you need to restore your sanity with various means and basically have a new challenge in your game that is connected to scary creatures out of your own mind, which is quite nice and creative. Luminous Halloween is a classic Halloween special mod that will not change the game a lot, but simply add a new mini-boss. Now you can summon the Horseless Headsman, which is a flying pumpkin creature that will use its scythe to kill you, and that can summon minions that will try to attack you. The mod is pretty vanilla friendly, as it mostly uses existing themes, like pumpkins and skeletons, and the boss fight is also quite easy to deal with, if you have the right armor and sword. So just a fun Halloween themed addition that is not scary, but fits the overall theme. For our next mod, we have Eyes in the Darkness, and this might be the most simple mod of this video, because it just adds eyes to the game that can appear and that will watch you. It is just a super small detail, but really adds to the overall atmosphere, and might even spook you a few times, as you don't expect it. But besides that, there isn't much more to say about this mod. Eyes that will watch you and disappear as you look at them. The last mod on the list is actually not a mod, but rather a shader called Spooklementary. But because it fits that well, I thought to include it here as well. This is an edit of complementary shaders that transforms Minecraft into a spooky experience. Basically everything will turn into a grey color. And at night, there's a red blood moon, which creates the perfect atmosphere for scary nights. The Nether also looks much different to before. Your world will feel dead and gloomy with that. Just a visual change, but a pretty cool one. This is it for this video. You can find the links to all of the mods in the description below. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more videos like this in the future, feel free to leave a like, comment or subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.